Gone 5, 16, 19, 21, 33 and 10. Check results. You remember?
For the day, Dr. Way 207, I want to say. I want to say, so I will say. It's a beautiful day. I would have unboxed in here. But, you know Tonali? This is like one of my funniest things I love seeing at the moment on my timeline. It's just miserable Tonali videos. If you don't know Tonali, footballer, this is Football Chat. Signed to Newcastle from AC Milan. Yeah, don't know why it took me so long. From AC Milan. And it's like, I don't know if it's just purely a money decision, because AC Milan are in the Champions. Did they get Champions League football? I think they did. So did Newcastle. So I guess unless you just want to play Premier League football, I guess. But it's like it just shows like a side of football that people don't talk about that much. You know, a part of the move that people don't go on about enough. Because whether Newcastle is a more favourable move than AC Milan or not, it's like, but is living in Newcastle nicer than living in Milan? You know? Milan, Newcastle. Don't know if you know much about Newcastle if you're not from the UK or maybe even Europe. But let me just tell you, it's not exactly a sunny place. You know, it's not exactly sunshine and rainbows. It's grey. You know, it's grey and cold. And I can imagine it is like, you go to Newcastle, you're like, okay, it's Champions League football, big stadium, you know, done in the black and white kit, you know, a team on the up with a bunch of money. But outside of playing football on the weekend and training a couple hours a day, you just have to live in And I'm not like chatting, you know, utmost shit about Newcastle. You could argue it about anywhere in England. Like if you're coming from like any other place, like anywhere else, it's just like, and he hasn't smiled since. I don't think he's a particularly smiley person either. Newcastle fans have like posted photos of like him on a yacht with his missus, sun shining, miserable as fuck, you know. But like it's the video when he walks into the gym and they're like the girlfriend's trying to like gaslight him into thinking, no, this place is good and we like it, you know, but yeah, let's play up to it for the cameras and that. And she's like, oh, the gym's bigger than AC Milan's gym. It's bigger. I think this one's bigger, right? And then Tonali's just like, Milan's was bigger, and then walks out, you know. And these are the things you have to learn to love the club. I reckon once he gets playing on the pitch, you know, you feel the energy and all that. You know, you're like, up the team, you know, howie, you know, you get all that going. He's already trying to get in with the fans. I think his announcement video he posted up on his Instagram had a Sam Fender song in the back. So he's already getting, you know, around the Newcastle culture. Good PR management going on there. Man, a few words. But to be fair, I actually like that. He is just authentic. You know, he walks in. He's still dressing like he's sort of just like he's just sort of what's the right word? Just, you know, gliding around Milan, right? He's still dressed with like tight polo shirt, kind of tucked in when the sunny's on. Like he's still kind of walking like that, even though we know it's sub-zero. It's not that cold, but you know, it is summer right now, and I know it's not exactly boiling temperatures up there. And he's still dressed like that. He's not quite acclimatized yet. He gets off the plane as well. It's like windy. He just looks like a fish out of water. But I like that it's at least authentic. Because like I saw a video from a West Ham fan, which is obviously bitter because it's about Declan Rice, and it's like Declan Rice is like doing this video where he has to walk around the Arsenal dressing room, right, and be like, oh my god, wow, this is amazing. I just can't wait to get going. And then the West Ham fans like, I hate when players pretend like they're impressed by like the facilities and shit when they're signing from one Premier League club to another. Like the changing room's pretty much the same size as West Ham's changing room. Shut up. And even though it's from a better place, it is true. And the Arsenal fans snapping back, sending photos of the West Ham dressing room, which hasn't got, you know, let's just say it's not got the same interior design, you know, as I think West Ham's dressing room is probably about the same size, but it's not got the same sort of interior design work going on. But it is true. Like you're a millionaire kind of guy. You've played in the best stadiums in the world. Your house probably looks insane. You're not walking into a dressing room which has just been refurbished in the last 2 years, whatever, being like, wow, oh my god, wow, I've made it. Like, this is a huge club. whoa. It's like Mason Mount did that similar video where he's sitting there with his dad. And that one you could argue maybe it is just their authentic reaction because it's just in between them taking photos when they're talking to each other or whatever. But I don't know, it's like they're sitting there going like, wow, this is it. And I know there's a part of it that's like, oh, there's history in these walls and whatever. But it's like Arsenal's, I don't know, it's just like this thing that the PR guy makes them do, like, hey, can you just take the camera and walk around and be like, wow, I was happy to be here. And it's just this thing with the put on. Like, you haven't got to pretend. If you're signing from like some lower league club from somewhere else, it's like, okay, sure. You've been playing in the Premier League for like 4 years, mate. Just relax. Like, we don't need this. We're not 7-year-olds. But, you know, the fans buy into it. They do genuinely love it, I guess. So it works. It does work. Pre-season. What's the date today? Is it the 18th? How would I find out what the date is? I'm not sure. Preseason's on the 20th though, so it's like a couple days. And oh my god, I'm so excited to just actually start watching football instead of just sort of theorising, talking about it. So I'm just happy. I hate that part of it. It's like you gotta pretend to be into it and be like, oh, it's coming up, you know, I'm this and that one. What's going to be Pochettino's first lineup? Which player is going to do the best under Pochettino? What are going to be the standout players under Pochettino? Who is Pochettino going to exile? Pochettino's new tactics and designs. It's just like, fucking hell, but you really don't give a fuck. Like, predicting Chelsea's finishing process under Pochettino. And it's just like, I just want to see it, you know? A lot of people find that fun. A lot of people find like theorizing about whatever's going to happen in the next Marvel movie more fun than just watching. I just want to see it. I don't even want to think about it unless I'm seeing it, you know. And that's just kind of what it's been like. But the great thing about football, like the thing about Formula One, is you wait like from when like you're between seasons, you're waiting for it to start up again. But then once it starts up again, it's like you get a race on the weekend, and they go and they have a week break, and then they're back for that weekend, and they have a week break. And they come back and you've got 2 weekends in a row, and then they're off for 2 weeks. And it's just like, it's so, like, ugh. Whereas football, it's like you wait for a bit, but it really is just a bit. Like, the season's, like, in between, off-season, whatever you call it. It feels like it's getting shorter and shorter now from, like, Man United played their first pre-season game, like, very early July. You know, that's crazy. You finish in, like, basically end of May. Like, is it, like, 20th of May? Around then-ish? Like, season ends. So it is real quick, and especially you've got like a tournament in between, it can be like non-stop football, so you don't have to wait that long. But once it's back, it's back. You got games especially like between, you do have like, that's the one thing about it. You have like a couple international breaks in the first half of the season. You get one in the second half as well, I think, but like you get a couple in the first half that really kill momentum. But aside from that, especially around Christmas, you got games of like 3 days. I mean, for us, you know, us being Chelsea. I know some people cringe when people talk about a club and they say us, but I feel like they're just probably not really. Yeah, they're just not really football fans, then, are they? It's like it will be less football than like prior seasons, considering we're not in a European competition at all. So it will just be we'll get to see how the other side live, and by the other side I mean Arsenal, how they've been living for the past few years, but just sort of cup football and league football. So it'll be less football to watch, but if it's a higher quality of football and there's a better chance at trophies, then we'll take that. Because last season, yeah, sure, you're in them all. You're in all the competitions, but you're fucking dog shit in them all. But if this time, if like we're in three instead of 4, and actually get to a final maybe and win a trophy challenge here and there, for a trophy that is, I don't think we're going to challenge for the title, but you know, challenge for top 4, get back into European football, I'd be here for it. Of course I'd be here. Why am I saying that like it's a hot take? Sure, I'd take that. But no, I think in terms of Chelsea, what can I even hope for? I just hope for, I hope. I just hope. That's what I do. I hope, and you know, what more can you do? Top 4 would be nice. Obviously, I won't lie and say I'd be happy with 5th. I don't think I would be happy with 5th. You know, it's better than 12th, but obviously I wouldn't be happy with 5th. You know, you gotta have high standards. I'd want top 4 football. That doesn't sound like a thing. I'd want top 4. Which is that changing? Apparently that's changing next season to the top 5. I've never heard that being a thing. I didn't see that on Twitter anywhere. And I heard on one football podcast apparently next season it's no longer top 4 football, it's top 5. That's just one of those little things that they change. It's like, why you got to change it? I think it's because the competition's getting bigger and they're letting more teams into it. But like, it's meant to be exclusive, you know. If you think about some of the teams that have been finishing 5th over the past few years, because I can't actually remember, but I'm sure there's been a couple teams slipping in there like Villa. It's just less special when you're getting like Villa, Brighton, or whoever has been finishing 5th. It's like they shouldn't be in the Champions League unless they finish fourth, and it's like a hard thing to do. You know, it's like that one extra step to break into it. But it's just what it is, man. Sorry, I'm just thinking about that. Do I expect silverware? I mean, I would honestly, if you told me right now, and this because right now I know I just have high standards, but if you said, would you take a Carabao Cup and fourth? Would I take that? Right now, shake your hand in it. And it's like we could do better than that, but we could do worse. I would shake your hand in it. And I'd want you to erase my memory because I don't want to know that that's what I'm going to get or it's going to be boring to watch. But yeah, because it'd just be nice to get a trophy back, something to build on, back into European competition. It'd be nice. And it's like top four, although we've got a really good side, it's not dead set. You got, a lot of teams improving, so it's tricky. And I know Carabao Cup, people say they don't care about it and you'd rather win the FA Cup. I mean, the FA Cup fourth, I feel like you should definitely take. But even the Carabao Cup I'll take. I just like seeing us lift something. So I would. Hey, call that small-minded, call that whatever. Some people will say no, because I believe Chelsea are going to win the league. And we're going to win both the cups, and we're going to believe that, blah, 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 blah. But, I take what I can get. Is there anything else? I'm doing this in the daytime, I guess. That's new for me. It's not new, but it's rare. I'm on my shit when I'm doing this and it's still bright. It's like, sometimes I'm doing this, well, most of the time I'm doing this is like 3 in the morning, and it's just like, oh, you are really trying to cling on as hard as you can right now. But when you're doing it in the day, it's like, okay, you got your shit together. You're doing a good thing, sir. And hey, man, I am. I don't think there is anything else. I kind of went through everything recently, like the Nair video with us all, the arse and the hair and the cream and the YouTube and the explicit and the set up and the educational and and then the whole Alan 22, and I don't even want to talk about the details of that because that's just and we've had sort of stories like this before with like that guy who everyone hates now, Sneeko, but this is different. This is evidence going along with it, and then sort of commentary on the evidence. That's just never ending. So to be fair, we have had some big news. It's some big just whoa recently. So you gotta have your quiet days if you're gonna have days like that. See you in 208.
Here with the kids, and I've got 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'd ever meet. He was like,